The clock's ticking and your dreams are on life support. You're staring at a life that feels like a stranger's, buried under bills, regrets, and a past that won't let go. One choice could flip the script. Will you make it? If something in these words lights a fire and you don't let it burn out, hit that like button, drop your truth in the comments, and subscribe to SoulFuel for the kind of motivation that doesn't fade. Let's rise together. Let's begin. You're not where you want to be. Maybe you're in Seattle grinding a job that's draining your soul bank account down to $864. Maybe you're in Memphis watching debt stack higher than your hopes. Maybe you're in Tucson waking to a reality that doesn't match the fire in your chest. Life's hitting hard layoffs. Rejections, doubts so heavy they choke your spirit. But here's the raw truth. You're not broken. You're one thought away from rewriting your story. Napoleon Hill said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." That's not a quote. It's a battle cry. The top 1% don't wait for success to show up. They act as their future selves now. They think like giants before the world sees their shadow. Your mind is your weapon. Will you wield it or let it rust? Picture this. It's dusk in Nashville, the sky burning orange. A man stands in his garage gripping a wrench, staring at a half-finished project. He's 36, just lost his mechanic job. His account's at $1,200. His past feels like a cage, but he doesn't quit. He tightens a bolt, wipes sweat from his brow, and growls, "I'm not done." That's where it starts. Not in a corner office. Not in a bank vault. In a moment when you choose grit over surrender. That's the secret the top 1% use. They don't wait for the world to validate them. They validate themselves. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your empty wallet doesn't own you. Your failures don't define you. Your response does. So what's it gonna be? Retreat or rise?" Let's talk about the enemy, your own head. That voice snarling, "You're too old, too broke, too late." That's not you. That's a lie wired by a world that loves mediocrity. But you weren't born to blend in. You were born to dominate. David Goggins says most people live at 40% of their potential. 40%. That means 60% of your fire is still locked inside, waiting for you to unleash it. Your mind's a muscle. Feed it fear and it chains you to average. Feed it faith and it builds empires. What are you feeding it? Excuses or action? The top 1% know this. Your thoughts shape your reality. Hill said, "Your mental attitude is the only thing you control completely. Own it. Stop letting doubt squat in your mind. Evict it now." Have you ever stood in the dark wondering where it all went wrong, lost a job, watched your dreams slip through your fingers, felt like life's laughing at you? You're not alone. Every man who's built something great, every millionaire, every legend started where you are. Broke, beat down, doubting. But they didn't stay there. They didn't wait for permission. They acted as if they'd already made it. Hill studied men like Henry Ford, who turned a garage into an empire. Ford didn't wait for wealth to think like a titan. He thought like one first. He moved like one. He spoke like one. That's the shift. You don't become your future self by wishing. You become it by living it today. Will you step into that role or stay trapped in the old one? Picture a man in Boise sunrise cutting through the fog. He's 39, just got passed over for a promotion. His account's at $2,400. His confidence is a ghost, but he doesn't break. He grabs a notebook, writes one sentence, "I will launch my coaching business by next year." He doesn't have clients or a platform, but he's got a spark. He studies leadership at night, posts videos online despite the nerves. That's acting as your future self. That's the top 1%. They don't wait for the world to say yes. They say yes to themselves first. Let's talk identity. The top 1% don't chase success. They embody it. They don't ask, "Can I make it?" They ask, "Who am I if I've already made it?" Then they live that answer. Hill said, "What you think about you attract. Think like a failure and failure finds you. Think like a king and opportunities start knocking." It's not magic. It's science. Your brain's reticular activating system filters what you notice. Feed it scarcity and you'll see walls. Feed it abundance and you'll see doors. Roger Bannister didn't break the 4-minute mile by hoping. He ran it in his mind first over and over until his body believed it was real. You can do the same. Visualize your future self, see the deal, the impact, the legacy. Feel it. Live it. Act as if it's already yours. Here's where most men stumble. They wait. They wait for money, status, certainty. But the top 1% don't wait for the spotlight. They shine in the shadows. Hill said the starting point of all achievement is desire, not a weak want, a burning soul-deep desire that makes you say no to distractions, no to excuses, no to the old you. Picture a man in Raleigh dusk fading tonight. He's 35, just climbed out of debt from a failed venture. His account's at $3,100. His past feels like a chain, but he's not done. He's in his basement sketching plans for a tech startup. Each line is a defiance of doubt. He's got a goal to launch an app by 2028. He doesn't have coders or investors, but he's got fire. He studies at night, pitches during the day. That's acting as your future self. That's the millionaire mind. Let's talk stoicism. Marcus Aurelius faced war's betrayal plague, yet wrote, "The obstacle is the way. Your obstacles aren't stopping you. They're shaping you." That rejection, it's not a dead end. It's a detour to your destiny. That empty bank account, it's not a chain. It's a challenge to think bigger. Your pain is your teacher. Your struggle is your forge. But only if you choose it. Only if you stop blaming the world and start commanding your mind. David Goggins says, when you think you're done, you're only at 40%, 40%. You've got 60% left to give. Act as if you're already the man who's claimed it. Walk taller, speak bolder, move with purpose. The world will catch up. Action is your currency. The top 1% don't think their way to greatness. They act their way there. Hill studied Thomas Edison, who failed 10,000 times before the light bulb worked. Did Edison wait for approval? No. He worked. He failed. He learned. He kept going. That's the millionaire mind. It's not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about saying, I'll figure it out or I'll die trying. Your bank account might be empty, but your will, that's overflowing. Use it. Act like your future depends on it, because it does. Picture a man in St. Louis twilight painting the sky red. He's 37, just lost his sales job. His account's at $1,800. His kids need stability. His wife needs hope. But he's not running from his problems. He's running toward his future, a consulting firm that helps startups scale. He doesn't have clients or a website, but he's got a vision. He makes one call, then two. Each step, a defiance of doubt. That's acting as your future self. That's the top 1%. They don't wait for the money or the status. They live as if it's already theirs. Let's get practical. Your mind is a muscle. You don't build it by wishing. You build it by training. Start tomorrow at dawn. No snooze. Get up. Make your bed. It's your first victory. Write your goals. I will save $20,000 this year. I will pitch my startup to 5 investors this month. Read 10 pages of Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Move your body, run, lift, walk. Sweat. It's not about fitness. It's about proving you're tougher than your excuses. Plan your day. Every hour. No drifting. The top 1% don't drift. They dominate. Here's a truth that'll hit like a freight train. You're not owed anything. Not success. Not wealth. Not respect. The world doesn't care about your dreams, but you should. You owe yourself the discipline to rise, the courage to fail, the belief that you're enough. Hill said, you are the master of your destiny. That's not poetry. It's power. Act as your future self. Walk like him, talk like him, work like him. The top 1% don't wait for the world to say yes. They say yes to themselves first. Who's the man you're meant to be? What's stopping you from acting like him now? The world's asleep, but your mind's a war zone. The sun's barely up and doubt's already slamming you like a linebacker whispering you're not enough. Your bank account's a ghost, you're past a chain, and the easy path looks like a cold beer and a couch. But the top 1% don't build empires by chilling. They build them with discipline, with choices that burn, with a refusal to let fear call the shots. Napoleon Hill said, strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. That's not a suggestion. It's a law. Your life doesn't look like your future self yet, but your actions can. Will you move, or will you stay stuck? Discipline isn't a buzzword. It's a blade. It's the choice to rise at dawn in a freezing Milwaukee apartment, when the bed's begging you to stay, and the world feels like a cage. It's picking a notebook over Netflix, a plan over a party, a purpose over a paycheck. David Goggins says, "You don't get better on the days you feel like it. You get better on the days you don't." That's the raw truth. The days you want to quit, the days your body craves comfort, the days the world says you're done. Those are the days that forge your future self. Those are the days that make the top 1% untouchable. Picture this, it's twilight in Charlotte. A man's in his garage hammering away at a workbench, sweat stinging his eyes. He's 37, just lost his factory job. His bank account's at $1,500. His kids need school supplies, his wife's worried, and his confidence is a flicker. But he doesn't break. He carves one line into a piece of wood: "I will start my carpentry business by next fall." He doesn't have clients or a shop, but he's got fire. He studies designs at night, makes calls during breaks, keeps going when rejections hit. That's discipline. That's acting as your future self. It's not about where you are, it's about who you're becoming. Let's talk habits. Your life today is the sum of your yesterday's choices. Scroll X for hours, that's a habit. Hit snooze 6 times, that's a habit. Complain about your boss, your bills, your luck, that's a habit. And habits are votes. Every day you're voting for the man you'll be. The top 1% vote differently. They vote for discipline, they vote for growth, they vote for action. Hill said, "You are the master of your destiny." You can influence, direct, and control your own environment. Your habits are your environment. Build them like a fortress. Torch the ones that keep you small. Here's where most men falter: they chase feelings. They wait for motivation, for that perfect rush of energy. Newsflash: motivation's a con. It's a spark that dies when the wind blows. The top 1% don't run on motivation. They run on commitment. Commitment to show up when you're tired, when you're broke, when you're scared. David Goggins didn't become a legend by feeling good. He became one by running through pain, by doing the work when his body screamed, "Stop." You don't need to feel like your future self to act like him. You need to move like him. Start now, not tomorrow. Today. Picture a man in Indianapolis, dusk settling over the city. He's 40, just got rejected for a loan to start a bakery. His account's at $2,200. His dreams feel like they're crumbling, but he doesn't quit. He sits at a wobbly kitchen table drafting recipes. He studies baking techniques until his eyes burn. He makes one pitch, then another, voice steady despite the fear. That's discipline. That's the Stoic way, focusing on what you control. You don't control the bank's no's. You control your next step. You control your effort. You control your mind. Resistance is real. The second you commit to acting as your future self, the world pushes back. Your buddies say, "Take it easy." Your family says, "Get a real job." Your own head says you'll fail. That's not failure, that's the crucible. The top 1% pass it. They don't argue with doubters. They don't negotiate with fear. They move. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it's endurable, then endure it." Stop complaining. Your job loss isn't the end. It's the forge. Your empty wallet isn't a curse. It's a call to battle. The pain you feel, that's the raw material for your legacy. But only if you act. Only if you stop whining and start working. Here's how you build discipline: systems over feelings. Feelings fade. Systems endure. Start tomorrow at dawn. No snooze. Get up. Make your bed, it's your first win. Write your goals. I will save $15,000 this year. I will pitch my app to 10 developers this month. Read 10 pages of a book that sharpens you. Hill Goggins. Aurelius doesn't matter. Move your body, run, lift, walk, sweat. It's not about fitness. It's about proving you're tougher than your excuses. Plan your day. Every hour. No drifting. The top 1% don't drift, they dominate. Picture a man in Columbus, Ohio, twilight fading to black. He's 35, just lost his tech job. His account's at $1,900. His confidence is battered. The weights in his garage look impossible. His mind screams, "You're done." But he lifts, 1 rep, then 2. Each rep is a rebellion against doubt. Each drop of sweat is a brick in his new foundation. He's not lifting weights, he's lifting his future. He's got a goal to start a software business by 2028. He doesn't have coders or clients, but he's got fire. That's discipline. That's acting as your future self. Sacrifice is the price. The top 1% don't coast. They choose hard. They say no to bar nights in Miami to work on their vision. They say no to binge-watching shows to learn a skill. They say no to good enough. Sacrifice isn't loss. It's investment. Every hour you spend sharpening your mind is an hour you're not wasting. Every dollar you save is a dollar you're not burning. Every no to distraction is a yes to your empire. Hill said effort only fully releases its reward after a person refuses to quit. Refuse to quit. When your legs burn, run harder. When your heart's heavy, lift anyway. When the world says stop, scream go. Here's a truth that'll hit like a sledgehammer: you're not special, neither am I. Neither was Hill, Carnegie, or Goggins. They weren't born with silver spoons. They were born with the same doubts, the same fears, the same 24 hours you have. What made them the top 1%? They acted. They built habits that turned dreams into reality. They didn't wait for the world to hand them a map. They drew their own. You've got the same power. Right now, in this moment, you can choose to act. You can choose to build. You can choose to become the man who commands greatness, not the one who begs for it. Picture a man in Louisville dusk painting the sky purple. He's 38, just got out of a toxic job. His account's at $2,600. His dreams feel like shadows. But he's not done. He's in his basement sketching plans for a fitness coaching business. Each line is a defiance of doubt. He's got a goal to train 50 clients by next year. He doesn't have a gym or followers, but he's got a spark. He posts workout videos online. 1 view, then 10. That's discipline. That's acting as your future self. It's not about the dollars yet. It's about the grind. Failure's coming. You'll pitch a client and get ignored. You'll launch a project and it'll flop. You'll set a goal and miss it. That's not the end. That's the process. Hill said every failure carries the seed of an equivalent success. Every rejection is a lesson. Every flop is a map. Every miss is a chance to aim better. The top 1% don't fear failure. They fear stagnation. They fear the man who stops swinging. So keep swinging, keep failing, keep learning, keep growing. The only real failure is quitting. Picture one last scene. It's twilight in Boise. A man's running through a quiet park, breath fogging in the chill. He's 41, just lost his retail job. His account's at $3,200. His kids are asking why he's stressed. But he's not running from his problems. He's running toward his future, a real estate business that flips houses. He doesn't have properties or capital, but he's got a vision. He studies markets at night, networks with agents during the day. That's discipline. That's acting as your future self. It's not about the money yet. It's about the man you become. Your habits are your army. Every day you're either training them or letting them desert you. The top 1% train their habits like warriors. They wake early. They study relentlessly. They say no to distractions. They say yes to discomfort. They build systems that make success inevitable. You want to act as your future self. Start living like him. Start moving like him. Not when the money comes. Not when the status arrives. Now. Right now. The clock's ticking. Your future's waiting. What's your next move? Your life's a crucible and the heat's on. The sun's barely up, but doubt's already pounding, screaming you're not enough. Your bank account's a shadow. Your past a weight, and the world's daring you to quit. But the top 1% don't break. They don't drift. They blaze with a purpose so fierce it burns through the dark. Napoleon Hill said, "A definite purpose is the starting point of all achievement." What's your purpose? What makes your soul roar so loud it silences fear? That's not a question. It's a call to arms. Find it. Claim it. Live it. Because acting as your future self isn't about money or status. It's about a vision so sharp it cuts through reality. Purpose isn't soft. It's steel. It's the reason you're up at 4 a.m. in a quiet Birmingham suburb, scribbling plans on a coffee-stained pad while the world sleeps. It's the fire that drags you through when your body's screaming quit and your heart's heavy with doubt. Hill didn't chase fame. He chased a mission to crack the code of success for every man bold enough to listen. David Goggins didn't run ultra-marathons for glory. He ran to shatter his own limits. What's your why? What's the one thing you'd bleed for? That's your fuel. Without it, you're just floating, waiting for life to toss you crumbs. The top 1% don't wait. They build. Picture this. It's dawn in Spokane, the sky bruising purple. A man stands in his driveway gripping a mug staring at a stack of unpaid bills. He's 38, just lost his trucking job. His bank account's at $975. His dreams feel like ash. But he's not done. He grabs a notebook, writes one line, "I will start my own logistics company by next spring." It's not a plan yet. It's a purpose, a vow. He doesn't have trucks or contracts, but he's got fire. He studies regulations at night networks with suppliers during breaks, keeps going when doors slam. That's purpose. That's acting as your future self. It's not about the money yet. It's about the man you become. Purpose isn't found in a podcast or a seminar. It's forged in the dirt of your struggles. Marcus Aurelius said, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." Life's brutal. Own it. But don't let it own you. Your purpose is what you choose to fight for when the world says give up. Maybe it's opening a coffee shop in Raleigh that brings your community together. Maybe it's writing a book in Boise that shifts one mind. Maybe it's launching a mentorship program in Memphis that saves kids from the streets. Name it. Claim it. Let it burn so bright it blinds your fears. Let's talk action. Purpose without movement is just a daydream. The top 1% don't sit around visualizing success. They build it. They bleed for it. Picture a man in Columbus, Ohio, 6 a.m., hunched over a laptop in a cluttered apartment. He's 40, just lost his marketing job. His account's at $1,300. His confidence is a flicker. But his purpose is iron to start a digital agency that helps small businesses grow. He doesn't have clients or a website, but he's got a why. He writes proposals until his hands ache, pitches to local shops who say no. He keeps going. That's purpose in motion. That's acting as your future self. Sacrifice is the cost. The top 1% don't glide to success. They claw their way there. You'll lose sleep, friends' comfort. You'll say no to poker nights in Atlanta to work on your app. You'll skip vacations to grind in a Tulsa shed. You'll turn off the game to study your craft. Sacrifice isn't loss. It's investment. Every no to distraction is a yes to your legacy. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do what is right, not what is easy." The easy road leads to regret. The right road, the road of purpose, leads to greatness. Choose the hard road. Choose the path that makes you unstoppable. Clarity is your weapon. Hill said you must know exactly what you want. Vague dreams are like mist, they vanish under pressure. A top 1% purpose is razor sharp. It's not, "I want to be successful." It's, "I will open a gym in Nashville that trains 100 clients by 2028. It's, "I will launch a podcast in Cleveland that reaches 10,000 listeners." Write it down. Speak it out loud. Feel it in your bones. Clarity isn't a tool. It's a torch. It lights the way when the world's dark. It's the map that turns a broke man in a Phoenix trailer into a king. Now let's talk about the war. Purpose isn't a smooth ride. It's a battlefield. You'll get knocked down. Your first pitch will flop. Your savings will bleed. Your own mind will scream, "You're not enough." That's not the end. That's the forge. David Goggins says, "When you're in hell, keep going." That's not a catchphrase. It's survival. Your purpose is your compass in that hell. It's the voice that says, "Get up." It's the fire that says, "This is my fight." When life hit back harder. Your purpose is your fist. Here's a story. In Louisville, a man named Marcus, 39, hit rock bottom. Laid off from his sales job, savings down to $2,100, marriage on the ropes. Most would quit. Not Marcus. He had a purpose to start a fitness coaching business that changes lives. He didn't know branding. He didn't have clients. But he had a why. He spent nights studying nutrition, hands shaking from exhaustion. He pitched to gyms, got rejected. He kept going. 9 months later, he landed his first client, then 3. It's not millions yet, but it's impact. It's purpose. It's the seed of a legacy. Consistency is your backbone. Purpose isn't a one-time spark. It's a daily vow. You'll wake up some days feeling like a fraud. You'll face weeks where every door slams shut. That's not a sign to stop. It's a sign you're close. Hill said persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel. Your purpose is your steel. You don't quit when it's hard. You don't flinch when it hurts. You show up. At 5 a.m. in a freezing Omaha gym. at a desk in a Charlotte attic studying until dawn. You show up because your purpose isn't negotiable. Picture this. It's 6 a.m. in Des Moines. A man's running through a quiet park, breath fogging in the cold. He's 35, just lost his retail job. His account's at $1,700. His kids need stability, his wife needs hope. But he's not running from his problems. He's running toward his purpose to start a food truck that feeds his community's soul. He's got no truck, no permits, no clue how to start. But he's got a vision. He saves every dollar, studies recipes at night, pitches to local markets. He fails. He keeps going. That's purpose. That's acting as your future self. It's not about the money yet. It's about the man you become. Let's talk doubters. They're everywhere. Your coworker who says that's crazy. Your cousin who says, why bother your own head, that whispers you're too old. They're not your enemies. They're your fuel. Every doubt is a chance to prove them wrong. Every no is a chance to say, watch me. Hill said, no one is ever defeated until defeat is accepted as a reality. Don't accept it. Don't let small minds shrink your purpose. You're not here to fit in. You're here to build something that outlives you. Here's how to act as your future self. The simple shift the top 1% use. First, master your mind. Reject fear. Embrace faith. Visualize your success daily. See the office, the impact, the legacy. Second, forge discipline. Wake at 5 a.m., study your craft, move your body, say no to distractions. Third, define your purpose. Write it. I will earn $150,000 by 2028. Speak it. Live it. Fourth, embrace failure. Every rejection is a lesson. Every flop is a map. Fifth, stay consistent. Show up when it's brutal. Sixth, act now. Don't wait for money or status. Move today. Seventh, guard your purpose. Say no to doubters. Say yes to your vision. You're standing on the edge of your destiny. The old you is fading. The new you is rising. Your purpose is your sword. Your discipline is your shield. Your mind is your kingdom. Don't wait for a dollar or a title to validate you. Start now. What's your purpose? What's your next step? If you felt something shift while listening, don't ignore it. Like the video, leave your voice in the comments and subscribe to SoulFuel, where courage is sparked and the life you deserve takes shape.